Your hand is up, Carol. Did you want? You're muted right now.
Sorry, I was getting no volume. I couldn't hear anything, so I'm good. I can hear now.
Okay. We're going to start in just a few seconds here. Welcome, everyone. We'll call the meeting to order for 6 o'clock for Monday, November 6th, 2023, the Committee of Adjustment. This is a hybrid meeting, and we have some electronically signed in on Zoom and others in chambers. All policies and procedures are the same as if everyone is in person. So the first item up is adoption of the agenda. Moved by the Deputy Mayor, seconded by Councillor Ennis. All in favor? Motion is passed. Are there any disclosures of pecuniary interest or the general nature thereof this evening on these two items? Being none, we have approval of the Committee of Adjustment minutes for October 2nd, 2023. Were there any errors or omissions noted? Being none, do we have a mover to receive and approve as presented? Councillor Broderick, so moved, seconded by Councillor Willis. All in favor? Motion is passed. First item up is D13-016-2023 for 4716 Lakeside Lane. We have some information to share with us this evening.
Through Mr. Chair, I'll be presenting this minor variance application. So the application is to reduce the floodplain line setback from 15 meters to 5 meters to recognize a gazebo, and to reduce the floodplain line setback from 15 meters to 1.5 meters to recognize a gabion wall, or in other words, a retaining wall. The application was reviewed in resemblance with all the planning legislation, official plan, provincial policy statements, and it was reviewed in terms of 4 tests for minor variance. So the general intent and purpose of the official plan is met, as the use is permitted and the requested variances would not pose any public health and safety concerns. The general intent and purpose of the township zoning bylaw is also met, as the requested variances will not conflict with the neighboring uses or aggravate any natural hazards. The requested variances are considered an appropriate development of the land, as the proposed variance is required to recognize and bring a gazebo and gabion wall that have already been constructed into compliance with the zoning bylaw and Cataraqui Region Conservation Authority, which is CRCA's regulatory requirements. The gazebo is smaller than 10 square meters, excluding it from CRCA's regulatory requirement, whereas the sole purpose of the gabion wall is to improve the resilience towards the floodplain line, which is improving the situation. The uses are also permitted in the zoning bylaw. And lastly, the variance is minor, as the main intent of the application is to recognize and bring the gazebo and gabion wall in compliance with the township's zoning bylaw and CRCA regulatory requirements. These structures do not pose any safety hazards or result in negative streetscape impacts or any adverse impacts to the neighboring properties and Lake Ontario, thereby resulting in proposed development that is in keeping with the area. The application has been reviewed by internal departments and vetted through local agencies to ensure compliance with the above criteria. And we have received supportive comments from all the relevant department and agencies. The notice of the public meeting was also distributed in the prescribed fashion, which involves personal notice by mail to all property owners within 120 meters, and was also posted on the site. And at the time of the writing the report, no formal comments were received from the members of the public. So for this reason and all the reasons mentioned above, the staff is of the opinion to approve the proposed minor variance application. Thank you.
Thank you. Committee members, any questions for staff at this time? Being none, we have the recommendation before us that the report from the Development Services Division, November 6, 2023, re 4716 Lakeside Lane, Mike and Susie Vanston, minor variance be received, and that the minor variance application D13016-2023 affecting property described as Lot 5 on Plan 1139, Loyalist Township in the County of Lennox and Addington, and more particularly located at 4716 Lakeside Lane, to reduce the floodplain setback from 15 meters to 5 meters, to recognize a gazebo, and to reduce the floodplain setback from 15 meters to 1.5 meters, to recognize the Gabion wall retaining, which is a retaining wall, be approved subject to the two conditions. Do we have a mover? Deputy Mayor, so moved. Councillor Ennis, seconded. Any final comments? Seeing none, call the question. Motion is passed. The next item is D13017-2023 for 154 Amherst Drive. Welcome. You have some information to share this evening?
Yes. Through you, Mr. Chair, I'll be presenting this minor variance application. The applicants, Matthew Saunders and Genevieve Galinas, are requesting a minor variance to build a utility shed closer to the street line than the dwelling, and a relief from section 4.33.1 to reduce the center line requirements for a township road from 10 meters to 8.9 meters. The subject property is designated low density residential in Schedule C of the township's official plan and zoned residential type 1 in the zoning bylaw. Staff is recommending approval of this application for the following reasons. The general intent and purpose of the official plan is met, as the type of development is in keeping with the neighborhood, and the requested variance will not conflict with the low density residential designation of the subject lot. The general intent and purpose of the zoning bylaw is met, as the proposed use is permitted and the setback reduction will not negatively affect the streetscape or conflict with neighboring users. The requested variance is considered an appropriate development of the land, as the accessory building is in keeping with the residential use of the property and will allow access from the driveway. The variance can be considered minor, as the location of the shed as viewed from the street will not pose any safety hazards and will not have any negative impact on the streetscape and neighboring properties. The application has been reviewed by internal departments and vetted through local agencies to ensure compliance with the above criteria. None of the departments or commenting agencies objected or raised any concerns respecting this application. The notice of the public meeting was distributed in the prescribed fashion, which involves personal notice by mail to all property owners within 120 meters and posted on the site. At the time of writing the report, no comments were received by members of the public. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions from committee members or staff? Seeing none, we have the recommendation that the report from the Development Services Division dated November 6, 2023, re 154 Amherst Drive, Matthew Saunders and Genevieve Galinas, minor variance be received, and that the minor variance application D13017-2023 located at 154 Amherst Drive in Amherstview to build a utility shed closer to the street line than the dwelling, and to reduce the center line requirements for a township road from 10 meters to 8.9 meters be approved subject to the one condition. Do I have a mover? Councillor Broderick, so moved, seconded by Councillor Budrick. Any comments? Seeing none, call a question. All in favor? Motion is passed. Thank you, staff. The next meeting will be December 4th, 2023. And with that, could I have a motion to adjourn? Moved by Councillor Budrick, seconded by Councillor Ennis. All in favor? Motion is passed. Thank you. We are adjourned.